Hello everybody, I'm Tad, and today on Board Games, War Games, and Miniatures, we're going to be playing Mageling. Now, as you know, this is one of the games that I picked up recently, a couple weeks ago, at Dice Tower Con East in Orlando, and I've done a couple videos talking about this game. This is a game that was designed by Joseph Butler, and the illustration is by Charles Butler, his brother. And this is Familiar Games, they're calling themselves. I'm just going to tell you, this is a bit of a brain burner type of game. It really shines as a solo game, but you can play it competitively, cooperatively. There's a contest that you can do, different things. There is a Kickstarter for an expansion that has already funded, and that is going to add other things. Hopefully when I get that, we'll go through that. But today we're just going to play the basic game, Mageling. As normal, we'll do a setup, and I'm not really going to do, this is, how you play. I usually explain what I'm doing and the rules as we play, but we will do a setup and a playthrough, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. I'm loving this game. I'll be honest with you, I've played it now 9 times, and I've only beat it once. I've come pretty darn close a couple times, but this is a bit of a brain burner, and you'll see as we go, all the different things that are going on in this game. Anyways, let's get to the table, and we'll get this started. Thank you. All right, here we are. Let's get this started. So I've got everything here on the table, and what we're going to do first is a setup. These are the rules. Now, I have heard some people complain a little bit about the rules, and it may or may not be difficult, but I think the rules are done great. The problem is that you've got to learn the nomenclature. There is a lot to, everything's got a name, and they use those names, of course, to explain everything. And it takes a little while. There is a learning curve to learn, the different nomenclatures of what each card is. But once you get that, it's pretty simple. The hard part of the game is picking out what you're going to do and the order that you do it. That becomes the most important thing, and there's where the brain burner comes in a little bit. So let's start with the simple setup. First, we're going to give you the setup for the regular, normal, competitive game. All right, so first you want to set up what's called the Nexus. Now, these cards here are the Nexus cards, and they include spirits. They include spirits as well as what they call totems. So you mix this up. I've already shuffled it quite extensively. Shuffle this up. Let's move these out of the way and set it on your table right about there. Now what you're going to do is you are going to create what they're calling the Nexus Row. You flip over the top 5 cards. Oh, we have a spirit right here. We'll explain those as we play. We have another spirit. That's rare. There's a totem. Aaliyah. There's Sunstaff. And last but not least, we have Willow Storm Crystal. Okay, we'll discuss these as we go. So now you have your Nexus Row. Next, you want to set up what they're calling the Adventure Row, and these are the different locations that you have to go through to win the game. Let's move these guys out of the way a little bit here. Trying to make sure this is all in the camera for you. All right, so we first start off with location 1. Now, each location has 2, 3, 4, 5 different cards to the location. And they have the number. This is the first location, has number 1 on it. It also has a crystal here, and the title of this location is the Evertree. Now, each location has different things that happen when you enter the location, when you reveal it. We'll go over that as we play. But they also have different costs. Now, these are the values that you have to pay in energy or mana to defeat that area and then move on to another area. So as you see, there's different, depending on, you draw them randomly. You could get a 7 cost or an 8 cost, and there are different cards that could mitigate those costs as well. So you shuffle those up. We've shuffled them up pretty good. There's not, there's only 5 of them, so. And you place one down. That's going to be the first location. We'll set these aside. The second location is Thorn Forest. Again, it has a 2 for the second location, and it has a crystal. It's worth a crystal when you move on from it. So pick these up, Ted. All right, these ones, as you can see, have different costs as well, from 7 to 11. So if you're unlucky and get 11 one, it's definitely going to be harder to defeat that location and move on to the next one. But we will randomly select one of these. Shuffle it up pretty good. That's location 2. Set that aside. Location 3 is the Rune City. Again, they have different values to defeat them. There's 11, 14, anywhere from 10 to 14 for this location. Hopefully we won't get the 14. Hopefully it'll be as easy as possible. But of course that gives you different variations in the way you play. It's totally replayable. This game is hugely replayable. When I talked to Joseph, the creator of the game, he was telling me that there's like 3 million or 4 million different combinations. So it's definitely replayable. Let's pick a location there. Put those aside. Location 4 is the Sky Tower of Arium. These ones, this location, you can have anywhere from 13 to 17 to defeat that location. So of course you can see they're progressing. They're getting harder to defeat every time. Let's mix that up. As you know, I play the game. I don't stack the cards. I play the game as I play the game. If I lose, I lose. I most likely will lose. And the last location, location number 5, is the Cloud Chamber. I love the artwork. I think the artwork is great. I think Charles did a great job. And this location is anywhere from 16 to 20. Oh, hope we do not get the 20. That's going to be difficult to defeat. All right, mix those up. Draw one randomly. All right, so that's called the adventure line. Of course, we'll discuss these more as we go. Let's move these down here. Now we also have these counters. These are spawn. They're kind of like vampire bats. They're bad. We'll discuss those. You can also get damage in this game. So there's some damage tokens. They're actually two-sided. You just use whichever one you want. There's plenty. You don't have to worry about not having enough of those, for sure. Move this down even a little bit more, give you some more room. Give us some more room. All right. You have those, and then these over here are mana. This is energy that you can use during the game, that you will gain during the game. We'll explain that. These are just one. They did give some bigger ones. You can use those for 5 if you want to keep track that way. Also, what's next? So, all right, now we do the player setup. You can play this game 1 to 4 players. Again, we're doing the competitive setup right now. So you can just see that portion of the game. In the competitive setup, you have these crystals to choose from. All right, these are called spirit crystals. Each player selects one of the different colors, and you use this as your player board. Also, I'm going to just show you real quick, this is the normal if you're playing competitively. Now, if you're playing co-op or you're playing solo, you actually use the other side of this board, and on the other side here, when you animate, you have additional things you can do. We'll talk about animation as we go, but for instance, this one has mystical disruption. So if you animate, you can animate to discard 2 cards from your Nexus. That's helpful because as you discard a card, it goes into the discard pile and you immediately reveal another card. So this can help you cycle through your cards and get cards that might be more beneficial to you as you play the game. We will be using this side when we play our solo. They all have different ones. Here's the purple crystal. If you animate your mana forge, you can choose any player to gain a mana. With the green crystal, if you're playing co-op or solo, you can animate, it does a regeneration. You animate to discard 1 of the damage tokens from any player in your Grimoire. We will talk about the Grimoire soon. And last but not least, the red crystal. This one, if you animate, you can use 4 strike. You can discard 1 of the spawns from any player's area. All right, so let's set these aside for now. Pretty much this is a race game. If you're playing competitively, everybody chooses one of their players. You put your player on location number 1. We reveal location number 1, do whatever it says on that card, and then basically you try to defeat that card by spending enough energy or mana to reach whatever that defeat point value is. Then you get to move to the next, reveal that, and so on and so on. The first person to defeat the 5th location, the cloud chamber, wins the game. Very simple. It's a race game. We're going to be playing the solo game, however. Now, when you select whichever, standee, whichever crystal you want to play, then you get mana, starting mana. Every player gets starting mana. When we play solo, I think we're going to play with the red crystal here. So let's set these aside. Now, how you start off with mana is the first player gets 1 plus 3. So they're the first player, they get 1 crystal plus 3 mana to begin the game. The second player would get 5. They're the second player plus 3 is 5. Third player, 6, and so on. Fourth player, 7. So, we're going to play a solo game. We're going to start with 4 mana. And, of course, our crystal is flipped over to this side where we have an additional animation. We'll talk about animation as we go. Also, every player gets one of these. This is just to keep track of your energy as you build energy on your crystal. If you can go beyond 20. If you do, just flip this over. It has a plus 20 on it, and you can go from there. Starts on 0. We'll discuss energy as we play. So we're just getting everything built. We also have these player aids. One is basic action side. We'll go over that. And then the spirit crystal actions on that side. Since I'm playing solo, I just took 2 of them. There's one for each player, and I'll have them on each side just for help if I need to refer to that as we play. Now, what is the Grimoire? Well, as you gain energy and mana, you can buy these cards to put into, well, it's called the Grimoire, but you're just making an engine, basically. And a lot of these cards relate to each other, and you can build this really cool engine where you're just stacking on points and energy. It's really cool, but you have to be careful because you have to do it in a certain order. But these are the totems that you can buy. These are the costs down here. That's energy or mana. So that would cost 5 energy or mana to buy this card. If you buy this card, it goes down into your Grimoire. This is where you start building your engine. Whenever you buy a card or remove a card from the Nexus Row, you immediately put another card down there. There's always got to be 5 cards. All right, so that's easy. These are spirits. These have different, they don't have costs, they have activations. So on these, for instance, it says, let's say you have to focus. We'll go over that. You have to focus this symbol. That symbol is the Aether. If you focus the Aether, you get to activate this card. But once a spirit is activated, it gets discarded, and then you, of course, flip another card in that spot. We'll go through all this as we play. Now, that's pretty much everything except the dice. And these are the dice. They're really nice. They have different symbols on them. Let me see if I can show you all of them. So as you build up your Grimoire, you can activate these cards by the use of the dice. You would put a dice on there, that becomes activated. Now you can do whatever its activation states. So we have several. We have the Aether, we have the Hedge, we have Divination, we have Dreams, and we have Death. So we have, all those are different types of cards. They're called schools of magic, and these are their runes. Also, you'll notice on the cards, there are a type of scroll. This right here is an ally. This here is a relic. We have another ally. Of course, these are spirits. We'll go through those as we play as well. But what you basically do is roll these dice, and that's how you start building up points. We'll show that as we play. You always can re-roll for free as many dice as you want. There are other cards that can affect these dice as well. We'll go over that as we play. So we've got everything set up except for the solo play. So this is basically how you would play if you just want to play competitively. You can play up to 4 players. The co-op or solo play adds a little bit more of a dimension to the game. So let's set up that. So when you play solo, you add these cards. These are ancients. And I already shuffled them up, so I'm just going to set them up here. What you do is you set up them in 4 of them up here, and this is the Ancients row. We'll reveal them as we play, and we'll discuss how they are revealed as we play. And you also just take one of your extra Evertree cards and place it up here. So in the solo game, it's a little bit different. You can play this as a campaign where it gets progressively harder as you play. But we're just going to play through one round or one chapter. There's actually 5 chapters to defeat if you want to play the campaign game. I'm just going to show one solo chapter. So now we've got the Evergreen Tree. In the solo chapters, chapter 1, you put 5 crystals or 5 mana on your first location, the Evertree location. Then you put 2 mana on the second location, Grimthorn Forest, and 1 mana crystal on the Rune City. Now, as you enter these different locations, these mana crystals go up to the Evertree to try and attempt to keep the Evertree alive. If the Evertree ever gets to the end of a round and there's no crystals on the Evertree dies and you lose the game. So these are very important. Pretty much that's the setup. I think what we need to do is just start playing the game. I am going to use the red crystal with the animate that says Force Strike. If you use the animate, you can discard 1 spawn from any player's area. All right, let's get started and see how we do. Again, I've only won 1 time, so how do you start? First, you enter the area. The first area is the Evertree area. So I've entered this area. I flipped this over to expose, how are we going to defeat this area? And we have Psionic Vines. This 5 mana goes to the Evertree. So now it's healthy. It's got 5 mana on it. The Psionic Vine says global. So global, it says focus. If we focus a dream, this is the focus line down here. If we ever focus a dream while we're in this area, everyone could do this. Anyone, if you're playing multiple player games, could do this. Focus the dream and buy a ally from the Nexus line for 1 less. Also, when we defeat this area, gain 1 mana for each location that has been revealed. We're playing solo, so we're not going to have a lot of extra for that. It does have some flavor text down here. It says, the more beautiful and alluring a flower seems, the greater chance you are under its influence. This only needs 8 to defeat. That's not too bad. All right, so what do we do next? Let's start the game. We're going to roll our dice. Basic action. We'll describe that as we go. All right. Wow. So I have several of these divinations. I do have the anime sign, the hand, and we do have the Aether symbol. So what would I choose to do here? Right now I have no cards in my Grimoire. They're all in the Nexus line. So I need to start purchasing cards. That's going to help me build my engine. Now, if I choose to focus, this is the bottom line here. You can put a totem in that area and you will receive 1 energy. If I put all 3 in there, I receive 3 energy. You can add the animate to there. That would give me 4 energy. There would leave me 1 dice left, which would be basically useless. So I might not want to do that. But I do want to start gaining as much energy as I can so I can start buying some of these totems out of the Nexus. Oh, so that's not bad because that's going to give me 4, but then I would be wasting a dice here. So I can re-roll as many dice for free as I want on my first turn. Let's look at this. I have a 7, a 7, and a 5, or I can activate one of these. I don't think I want to activate a spirit crystal yet, but I could by using this. Aaliyah gives me 2 energy. If I activate her, choose a player to discard 1 damage from their Grimoire. That's not bad, and she's cheap. She's only 5. Sunstaff is 7. You may set an unused die to, ooh, that might not be bad if I had it on this roll, to the divination sign, and gain 1 power for each die that is set to that. So that's not a bad card to have right there. And then this one here is Willow Storm Crystal. She costs 7, but gain 1 mana crystal for each different school of activated scrolls. So if I had all 3 of these down here and I activated all 3 of them, when I activate her, I can get 1, 2, I could get 3 mana. So that's not a bad one either. Oh, geez. But you will see that some of these schools of magic, some of these runes, you might want multiple of this, of the hedge, because they interact with each other and really start building an engine. So what do I want to do? I think what I would like to do is re-roll this. Who knows? I mean, but then I'm kind of limited. All that would help me is another hand, another animate, or another divination. All right. This will give me 3, 4. 4 and 4 is 8. That's plenty. I could even defeat that area with 8 right now. I don't want to do that. I want to build up some of my Grimoire. I'm just going to re-roll this. And I got another hand. So what I can do here is focus all of them. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 energy. I also have 4 crystals, mana crystals. So basically I have 9. What do I want to do? I want to buy, I think I want to buy Sunstaff. Although you may set an unused, gain 1 for each. Aaliyah's only 5 and she gives me 2, and she's important too. Oh geez. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is purchase Aaliyah. Aaliyah costs 5 energy. Now I'm going to use my energy first because you cannot leave any extra energy on your crystal at the end of your turn. So if we did have extra energy, we would use it up. So I'm just going to use it. Costs 5. I'm going to purchase Aaliyah and put her down now in my Grimoire. You immediately reveal another card. Now you see I revealed another hedge. So this gives you 2 energy. Jaka, you may set an unused die to animate symbol. That's not bad. All right, so pretty much that's all I can do. I do have 4 mana that I could use, but I have nothing that costs 4 mana. Now I did focus this. So this spirit animal can be used. You may set an unused, excuse me, an unused die to the divination symbol, which would have been good if my reroll was not usable. So I focused the divination. I'm going to use that. Yellow Wisp gives me 1 mana. And since I've used it, now I get to reveal another card. And now we got another hedge. So we've got a bunch of hedge going here. Ojimus gives you 3 energy and you may activate a scroll. Ah, nice little engine work. But he costs 9. That's very expensive. All right, so pretty much we're done with this turn. I'll put these over here. I used up all my energy, so I don't have to set that to 0. The turn ends. Now, when you're playing a solo game, you actually have a doom phase. So after all players have taken their actions, first, let me explain the turn phase. You have the roll, which we did. Then you have the action phase. You can do any actions as you can, utilizing your dice. Then you have the refresh phase. So we would, if we had to tap anything or add injuries or something, we would do that. And then it would go to the next player. But in the solo game, you actually add a doom phase. So after all players have taken their turn, move the mana from the evergreen to the leftmost, and it's called Umbral Gate. These are, right now, they're gates. They're called Umbral Gates. And if the Umbral Gate card ever has 3 mana on it, then flip it over and resolve the effects. So that's where these are going to come in. So after the turn, we have to move 1 mana over here to the gate. So I'm going to bring this down to 4. And this happens at the end of every turn, and I'm going to add 1 to the Umbral Gate. Once you have 3 on here, you have to expose that, and it's a monster, and something can happen to you that's not good. Now you can see after every turn, as we're doing this, the life force of the Evertree is decreasing, and we don't want it ever to get to 0 at the end of a turn, or we lose. All right, so that's first turn. Not bad. We still have 4 mana. Let's roll the dice. All right, what do we have here? We've got a death, we've got a divination, another divination, a death, and a death. Not bad if I want to gain some points, some energy, but unfortunately, I would like to activate Aaliyah, and I have no hedge. So what do I want to do? Activate this. We don't need to worry about that. This would be nice, but man, I don't know. Right now I've got, if I focus these 3, I'll get 3 energy, and then all I have left is gather. Now in gather, you put 2 dice. If they match, like these 2, you gain a mana. If they do not match and they're different, you just get 1 energy. So right now, if I were to just not re-roll any of these, I could focus the death. I'd get 3 energy, and if I gathered these, I would get 1 mana. That would give me 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would give me 6 mana, and 3 energy is 9. I could buy this guy without even re-rolling. Wouldn't be able to activate her, but I could buy him. I'm going to do that. I'm not even going to re-roll. I'm going to focus all 3 of my death dice. I'll get 1, 2, 3 energy, and I'm going to gather 2 like symbols. And when you gather 2 like symbols, you get a mana. Now, as you saw before the first turn, at the end of the turn, you have to have used all of your energy on your crystal, or you lose it, but you do get to keep mana. So we can build up some of this mana, but I'm not going to, because I really would like to buy Ojimus here, so I can start an engine going. So he costs 9. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now all my mana is gone. But I was able to buy Ojimus. Now, when you put a card in your Grimoire, you cannot activate that card this turn. I've seen some people make some mistakes on that in some playthroughs, but once a card enters your Grimoire, you cannot activate it or utilize it that turn. But that gets us to reveal another one. It's the Mask of Morpheus. This is good because you can mimic an activated scroll with a cost of 6. I don't have any scrolls with a cost of 6, but I do have Jaka here is 6. I might want to be doing that in the future. All right, so we're done with this turn. Let's put the dice back here. We've used all of our energy. And since we're done with the turn, we have to advance one of the manas onto the Umbral Gate. Now it's got 2 on them. That's the end of the turn. Let's move on to another turn, turn 3. To roll the dice, see what we get. All right, wow. We got 3 of these Aethers, 1 Dream, and 1 Animate. If I were to use these right now, that'd be 4 energy. But I really want to start doing this. So, oh man. I'm gonna re-roll all of them. And nothing. Wow. That's where this game can get difficult. Your rolls can really hurt you. Okay. Well. If I do that, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this die is not usable. I could put him with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I could get a crystal. Let's do that. I'm going to gather these 2 since they're like-minded. I get a crystal. A mana crystal you can keep, and then I'm going to focus with these 3, and that's not going to do me any good at all. Holy cow, what a wasted roll. I can't purchase anything up here. It costs too much. I didn't roll a hedge symbol, so this is basically all I got was a mana crystal out of it. It's the end of the turn. I can't use that energy. And now I have to, it's the end of the turn, I have to add another mana to the Umbral Gate. So now that we have 3 on there, once you get 3 on there, you have to expose the monster that's in there. And let's see who we get. Now there's only 4 of these, so you're always going to get the same 4 creatures. You just don't know in what order you're going to get them every time. So that's Asdea, and it says discard all creatures cards from the Nexus. So you look on your Nexus, we have a creature card here. I was hoping to get him, but he's now discarded. There are ways to get cards out of the discard pile. Immediately expose another Nexus card into the Nexus. That's not bad. If I want to team up with this one here. And next it says each player must either get a damage or damage a creature or gain 2 spawn. Well, unfortunately, I have no creatures in my Grimoire to damage, so I can't do that. I have to get 2 spawned. Now what you normally do if you're playing with multiple players is you would put these spawn over here somewhere on your area so you know you have them. Since I'm playing solo, I'm going to put them right here on my location. If you have spawn in your area, you have to defeat the spawn before you can move on to the next area anyways. So I just put it there to remind me that I have to get rid of those. Now, my card, if I focus, if I use Animate, I can get rid of 1 of those. So that's 4 strike, which is good. Let me just talk about animation right now too. There are different things you can do. If you animate, okay, if you place a die here with the animate symbol on it, your spirit crystal allows you to take 1 of 3 actions. One, you could discard a card from the Nexus. At least then you can start, going through your Nexus deck. You can re-roll any number of dice. That may help. Or you can trigger the animate on your card if you're playing co-op or solo. So those are 3 things you can do if you animate. All right. Oh, man, now we've got to get... Now this, in essence, now went from 8 to 12 to defeat that location. And we're getting pretty low on our Evertree. It's unavoidable. Let's roll. It would be nice if I could roll a hedge symbol. And no. Believe me, there are hedge symbols on every one of these dice, and I am not doing it. I might just keep this just so I can at least get rid of one of those. Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll all these. Give me a hedge symbol. There, finally. I got a hedge symbol. That's gonna help me. All right. So these are the ones that I get to keep. Now I usually just kind of try to plan out my move as I'm going. If I activate this card here, I get 3 energy, plus I may activate another head scroll, which I have right here. So I don't have to spend a hedge die. I can just tap it, and then I get to activate this card, which is 2 more energy, and I could discard a damage from a player. But so I'm gonna do that. I'm trying to plan out my move here. I do probably want to animate so I can get rid of one of these spawn. That leaves me with not too much to do here. Now if I focus this, I can discard another spawn from any player's area. So that's what I'm going to do. Unfortunately, I'm going to have 1 die that I can't even use. All right, so you can do this in different orders. Sometimes that's very important what order you do it in. I'm going to just animate and get rid of one of these spawns using my Force Strike. I'm going to focus this Aether symbol, so I get 2 energy for doing that. And focusing, I'm going to activate this Amber Wolf because it does have the Aether symbol there. So I gain a mana. You may discard a spawn from any player's area. I'm gonna get rid of that spawn. Whew! So now I'm back down to 8. And I'm going to activate this card in my Grimoire. This gives me 3 energy. 1, 2, 3. And I may activate another head scroll. So I'm going to tap her. Aaliyah, I'm going to get 2 more energy. 1, 2. And I could choose a player to discard a damage token. We don't have any. All right, so that's what I've done. Now I have 7, 8, 9. I could defeat this area. It's 8. Or I could buy a card. Oh, this card was used. Almost forgot. So I get to expose that one. All right, so 7, 8, 9. I could purchase Celestial Radiance. You may activate a scroll. You may set an unused die to this. Gain 1 for each die that is set to that. That's 9 though. It's very expensive. 7. I do have 9. Mask of Morpheus. You may mimic an activated 6. I don't even have any 6s up there. You may activate scroll. That's 7. That's 7. I'm not really liking a lot of these. Okay, I think I'm going to buy Willow Storm Cycle for 7. I have 7 energy. I'm going to purchase her, put her in my Grimoire, and now I reveal another spirit. This one gain, if you activate it through focus, you gain a mana and may set an unused die to the activate symbol. All right, purchased her. Taking a risk here, but all right, turn's over. I'll refresh my Grimoire. And I have to take another mana and put it on one of the umbral gates. We only have one left on the evergreen tree, the ever tree. All right, let's roll again. All right, I did get a hedge. That's great. I did get one of those, two of those. Could activate that. That'll give me 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will give me, whoops. Do a spirit for a hedge. Let's re-roll. Well, let's save that so we have that. Let's re-roll these. All right, not very helpful. What am I going to do? You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to animate, and I'm going to use one of the animates, re-roll any number of dice. I'm going to re-roll these 2. And I got an animate and a hedge, which is going to be cool. All right. I'm going to first focus the hedge. I get 2 energy. Also, by focusing the hedge, I can do the Emerald Owl, which is a spirit. You may set an unused die to activate. I'm not going to have any unused die, so I don't have to worry about that. But I do get a mana crystal. That gets discarded, and now I can flip that. Now that gives me another option of card I can buy. If I do this, I get 3 energy, 1, 2, 3, and I can activate a hedge scroll. So I will activate Aaliyah. I'll get 2 more energy. I don't have any damage players, and then I'm going to activate Willow Storm Crystal, and I get 2. I will get 2, gain 1 mana for each different school of activated scroll. So the different schools I have, of course, are the Aether and the Hedge. So I get 2 crystals for that. All right, so let's look what we have. We have 7 energy and 5 crystals. I'm gonna go ahead, I think, oh geez. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and defeat this area. So I'm gonna use 7 energy and 1 crystal for 8. It also says defeat, gain 1 for each location that has been revealed. So this has been revealed, I'm defeating it, I get another crystal back, and I move on to the Grimthorn Forest. We're going to flip this back over. Now for defeating this location, you actually gain a crystal, a mana, and it goes to the Evertree. Now that I've come to the Grimthorn Forest, these 2 mana go to the Evertree. Now the Evertree's back to being a little bit more healthy, and we will reveal this area, and this area is the Moss Giant. It's going to take 11 points to defeat, but at global, focus a hedge to set an unused die to hedge, which that could help me. Also defeat, gain 1 mana for each die that is set to hedge. So that's pretty cool. And it only costs 11. All right, so we pretty much ended our round. These go here, we refresh, and now we do the Doom phase, which is adding another mana to the Umbral Gate. All right, let's go again. Roll again. Alright, I did get a hedge. Ooh, I got 3 ethers and if I focus that, I can set an unused die to that. That would give me that. But I don't have to. I have 1. This is 3. That's actually not bad, but I would want to do that. Alright, I'm just going to re-roll this one. I'm going to save these. And I got an eyeball. A dream. Which doesn't help me at all. That would be an unused die, so I'm actually going to change up what I'm going to do here. First off, I'm going to focus a hedge. That gives me 1 energy and global. If I focus a hedge, I can set an unused die to a hedge. So I'll set this unused die to a hedge. All right. And I'm going to gather these 2 ethers, and that will give me, if you gather 2 like symbols, you get a mana. All right. Next, I'm going to activate Ojimus. I get 3 energy, 1, 2, 3. And I activate a head scroll. I'm going to activate Aaliyah. I'm going to get 2 more energy. And then I'm going to activate Willow Storm Crystal. Gain 1 mana for each different school activated. I have 2 different schools activated. 2 more mana. All right. 3. So I'm just going to cash these in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I can count easier. So I have 8 mana and 6 energy on this turn. I have plenty of health in my Evertree, although at the end of this turn, I am going to be activating that monster. But I want to buy some cards to put in my Nexus. This gives me 3 and activate a scroll, but I don't have one of those. For each activated, I don't have any of these. Mimic a 6. I don't have any 6. If I do this, I can get 2 and activate one of these. So that's a good one. You may set an unused die to this. Gain 1 for each. I don't have any really engines going for divination, but I do for the Aether. So I think what I'm going to do is buy Chaos Ring. I have 6. It costs 7. 6 and 1 is 7. I get the Chaos Ring. Alright, so now I'm going to start building that engine. And I reveal a Wraith. That's a spirit animal. So if I focus a death, you may purchase a scroll from the discard pile for 1 less than its normal cost. There's a 6 in there. I might want to get him, and he only cost me 5 if I activate a death. If I focus a death, and I get a mana. So that looks promising. All right, we're done. We're going to do the refresh phase. Get my dice back. Refresh Aaliyah, and add another mana to the Umbral Gate on the second card. That activates the gate, that opens the gate, and reveals a monster. And it's Otar. So when Otar gets revealed, discard all of the spell symbols in the Nexus. We have 1 here, that's it. Celestial Radiance is discarded. Now he's in the discard pile. I could get him for 8. Reveal a new card here, and it is another spirit. You may set an unused die to dream and gain a mana. If we focus, dream. Also, each player must either damage a spell. I don't have any spell scrolls in my Grimoire, so I can't do that. Or gain 2 spawn. Here we go, 2 more spawn. Alright. That's good. No problems. Moving on. Another die. Let's see what happens here. Oh no! Look at that. I have 4 deaths and an animate. Holy cow. But if I did that, I'm only going to gain 4 energy, where if I activated all these cards, I could get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is just going to give me 4 and then I could get rid of one of those. I don't want to do that. Although, you know what? Oh, jeez. I'm going to keep one of those animate symbols and re-roll all the rest. Oh, because I was hoping to get a hedge. I didn't even get a hedge. I can focus that. I do have that. I could do that to re-roll any number of dice. Holy crap, I may have to do that. Because I need to get these. Alright, I'm going to use animate, and I'm going to use re-roll any number of dice. I'm going to re-roll all 4 of these. Come on, Tad. Oh man, I still didn't get what I wanted. At least I could do this. I could focus that, at least buy something. Well, this is one of the situations that can hurt you when you're building a Grimoire and you're trying to build this engine. If you're not able to activate one, you're kind of screwed. I already used the animate to re-roll. I can use this. I can focus that. Let's do that. Unfortunately, we're going to have, well, I could set an unused. No, if I focus that, I'm not gonna waste my time focusing that. This is gonna be an unused dice. That kind of sucks. I'm gonna focus death. I get 2 energy for focusing that. Also, so when I focus death, I can activate this spirit, the Wraith. I get 1 mana, and I may purchase a scroll from the discard pile for 1 less than its normal cost. Before I do that, I'm going to set that right there. I'm going to reveal this. Alright, there's a 6. You may mimic the next card that enters the discard pile this turn. That's actually not a bad one. But I'm going to activate this, which gives me 2 more energy. And I may activate a Aether Scroll. I'll activate this. We'll tap her. We'll gain 1 for each different school activated scroll. There's only 1. That sucks. Alright, so what do I have? I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9. And if we look over here, we do have Crystal Radiance, because I can purchase a scroll from the discard pile for 1 less than its normal cost. I could get this for 8. That gives me 3 and another thing that I could use. Also in the discard pile, we do have Jaka. He gives you 2 energy and may set an unused die to animate. 3 and activate a scroll. He's 8. Or I could buy one of these over here. All right, I think I'm going to buy Bone Rattle. It costs 6. So 4, 5, 6. Get Bone Rattle. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in my Grimoire. You can only have 8. Now you can continue to purchase more if you have 8. You just have to discard a card. You can only have 8 in your Grimoire. That's the maximum. So let's replenish this. Now that's 7. You may set an unused die to any side. Oh shoot. That's pretty powerful too. This I can mimic and activate a scroll with a cost of 6. I'm gonna buy him. I know I can get this for 5, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to buy Mask of Morpheus for 7. I don't know if you can see this. I'll put it up here. $5, $6, $7 cost. It's all my mana. Alright, and I can't activate him even though I had this die left. I can't activate a card once it's put into your Grimoire. You have to wait a turn. Alright, getting hairy now. Let's see what happens. I have some engines going on here. So let's refresh. The Doom phase, we're going to add another mana to the next Umbral Gate in line. We're getting down pretty low here on the Evertree, so we really need to try to defeat this. Unfortunately, I've got 2 spawn on there. That's 4 plus 11, that's 15 right now. All right, let's re-roll. See what happens. All right, that's cool. All right, so if I do this, I can mimic the next card that enters the discard pile. That's cool. Okay, so probably want to do that. Probably going to want to do that. Do that. I'm going to do that. Yeah, let's re-roll this. Hopefully we can get a dream. Who knows? Oh my gosh, we got a dream. Cool. All right, first I'm going to animate and use my Force Strike to get rid of one of these bastards when they spawn. Now, what order do I want to do next? Oh, I'm not even going to discard any, am I? Well, that kind of sucks. Let's do this first. Ojimus. I'll get 3 energy and activate a scroll. I'll activate Aaliyah. I get 2 more energy. I don't have anybody that's damaged. All right, so next I'm going to activate Bone Rattle. I get 2 more energy. It says I may mimic the next card that enters the discard pile, but we're not going to discard any cards this turn. But that's a pretty cool thing to be able to do. Then I'm going to activate Mask of Morpheus. I get a mana. You may mimic an activated scroll with a cost of 6. Well, Bone Rattle is a cost of 6, so I get to mimic it. I get to do it again. I'll get 2 more energy, but of course no discards, so we don't have to worry about that. Next, I'm going to do this Chaos Ring. I get 2 more energy, and I get to activate a scroll. I'll activate Will of Storm Crystal, and I gain 1 mana for each different scroll activated scroll. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's huge. So now I have 5. All right, what are we gonna do? Well, let's defeat this area. Also, when I defeat this area, I gain 1 crystal for each die that is set to the hedge. So first, I need to defeat him. He costs 2. 1, 2 energy. Defeat the spawn. Now it costs 11. I've got 9. Cash that in. 10, 11. Get 3 back. I've defeated that area. I get 1 more crystal for each die that is set because I've defeated that area. Get another crystal for that. We have beat that area, the Grimthorn Forest. We gain a mana for the Evertree. We've gone to Rune City. We get a mana for the Evertree, and we reveal Storm City. All right, so when you enter here, discard 3 mana or gain 2 of these. Oh, well, it costs 4, but mana you get to keep. Two aren't bad. I can use that to discard 1. That only costs 1. That's 3 mana. I don't think... you know what? I'm going to take 2 spawn on Zoth. So I don't have to get rid of 3 mana. I'm going to keep my mana right now. Alright, so that's that. Let's move on to the refresh phase. These go back. These go over here. I have 4 mana. 0. This goes to 0. And now we take 1 more and enter a mana on Umbral Gate. Moving right along here. Now I've got 6 cards in my Grimoire. Let's roll it up. Now it only costs 10 to defeat this area. Nice. Well, plus 4 because of the spawn. I do have this. I could defeat a spawn. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I have this. All right, let's re-roll this. Hopefully we can do something. Oh, got another one of those. All right. First, I'm going to animate to use my 4-strike and get rid of 1 of the spawn. Bam. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus just this 1 dream. I get 1 energy. That's not a lot, but I do activate Blue Wisp, the spirit. Now, it says you may set an unused die to the dream. I don't have to do that. If I did have an unused die, that would be great because then I could do that. But I do get to use Blue Wisp, which gains me another mana. And wait a second. Oh shoot, I didn't get a death. Otherwise I'd be able to mimic the next card that enters the discard pile. I could have mimicked that. But I don't have a death. That's alright. Fruition. Choose a player to gain, that's 2. It only costs 7. Interesting. Alright, what do we want to do next? We have to do it in a specific order. Let's do Ojimus. He gives me 3. 1, 2, 3. I may activate a scroll. Scroll her. Aaliyah gives me 1, 2. then I'm going to, unfortunately that's not going to help me, is it? Well, when I activate Mask of Morpheus, I do get to mimic an activated scroll that's worth 6. I only have one, and unfortunately Bone Rattle is not going to be activated this turn, so I can't utilize that. But I do gain another mana, and I'm going to activate Chaos Ring, get 2 more energy, activate Willow Storm Crystal, and get a mana for each different activated 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's do this. I've got 5. All right, so now I have 9 and 8. 17. I could defeat that, or I could almost do both. That's 12. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That leaves me only with 5. Let's buy a card for my Grimoire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can have 10. And 1 for each activated. That's not very good. You may set an unused die to that. Choose a player to gain 2. Card in the discard pile and then place it onto the Nexus. That's a good one. Or I may set an unused die to any. That's a big one too, but I have to activate it with that. Oh man, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to buy this guy here. I'm gonna buy him. Storm Gauntlet. Hope this all is still in the camera. Alright, I'm going to buy Storm Gauntlet. He costs 8. I have 8 energy. I'm going to flip that over. Oh, there's a 5. I could spend 2, get rid of that, and 5 to get that. I think I'm going to spend 7 and buy this Galactic Talisman. Uh-oh. Because that one, if I activate it, I get a mana, plus I may set an unused die to any side. That could be big. Let's reveal that. You may discard from any player. All right. And I could use 2 right now to just get rid of that. But I'm not going to. I'm going to save my 2 mana. All right, let's go on to the refresh phase. Let's refresh all these. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 cards now in my Grimoire. Hope y'all can still see this. All right, now we have to do the Doom phase, which means we add, oh, here we go. We're going to activate another monster. And it's Scion. I discard all allies in the Nexus. So there is an ally here, Tobin Swampop. I discard him, and I reveal Jarin. You may set an unused die to any side. That's not a bad one, but he costs 8. Also, each player must either injure or damage a ally, which I have 3 down here, or gain 2 spawn. So, when you gain a damage token, let me read the rules for that. So if a player gains damage, place that number of damage tokens into their area. During the refresh phase, all players place each damage token in their area on an undamaged scroll in their Grimoire, discarding any damage tokens they cannot place. Damaged scrolls remain in your Grimoire, adding to your total number of scrolls, but their text type and school have no impact. Damaged scrolls may be discarded as normal, discarding the damage token with it. So, I'm going to have to damage one of these. So, I've got a damage token. It's going to have to go on one of these three because I have to damage an ally. And these all have the ally symbol. So one of them are going to be damaged during the refresh phase, which means next turn I won't be able to use it. Well, that kind of sucks. All right. Let's roll the dice. All right, I've got some good rolls. That I can use to get rid of that. This I can use here. This I can use here. I'm going to use die to any side. I may want to re-roll both of these. Let's re-roll both of these and see what happens. Oh no. Oh man. Man, I could have used Aaliyah to get rid of this. I can do that next time. Alright, remember that, Tad. Set an unused die. I'm going to, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Let's start. Let's get this going. There's only one left on the Ever Tree. Too bad I didn't have a, if I had that, that would be perfect. Unfortunately, I'm going to, all right. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to focus a divination. That just gives me 1 energy. Then I'm going to activate Ojimus. I get 3, 1, 2, 3, and I get to activate Aaliyah. Aaliyah gives me 2, and I can choose to discard a thing from their Grimoire. This isn't in my Grimoire yet. It's in my area. So unfortunately I can't. Next turn I will. And next I'm going to activate Galactic Talisman. That gives me 1 mana. And I may set an unused die to any side. I'm going to set it to Death. And I'm going to activate Soul Gauntlet. I get a mana. You may mimic a card in the discard pile and then place it onto the Nexus deck. I think I'm going to mimic Amber Wolf. By Amber Wolf, I get a mana, and I discard from any player's area a spawn. So I can discard that spawn, and then this goes onto my Nexus pile. All right, then I'm going to do Chaos Ring. I get 2 more energy, and I activate Willow Storm Crystal, which lets me get a mana for every different school I've activated. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll grab 5. All right. If I defeat this area, if you are not focused to that, gain, oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna swap out, I think. Only has one left, but I'm gonna have plenty. Except but she can do that. I think I'm gonna use 7 to buy Crimson Portal. And replace Bone Rattle with it. Because if I activate this, I get 2 energy just like Bone Rattle, but I may discard a spawn from any player area and to gain a mana. And this still leaves me with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could defeat this area, but if I defeat this area and I didn't focus that, I'm going to gain another damage. I don't want to do that. Let's put another card in here. Now again, that's Amber Wolf. Focus, focus. So I think I'm not going to defeat this area this turn. I'm not gonna buy another card. I'm just done. So in the refresh phase, now I'm going to have to damage one of these 3. I'm going to damage Willow Storm Crystal. And we're getting close now. We're getting down to the nitty gritty because this is the last mana on the Evertree, so we have to at least defeat this area so we can add another mana and keep going. But we're getting close to the end here. All right, and I can't use that last energy. All right, guys, let's do it. All right, I'm going to want to focus that. I'm going to want that so I can do that and get rid of that. I want to focus that and get rid of that. Get rid of that. Going to want to do that. Set an unused die to anything. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave everything like it is. We've got to defeat this area this turn, though. I've got 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 9 mana, so we're not going to have a problem with that. We've got rid of the spawn. What order do I want to do this? If I set this here, I've focused it, I get 1. When I defeat, if it's not focused, gain that, so I don't have to worry about that when you defeat that. I also get to do Amber Wolf. I can discard a spawn, but I don't have any, but I do get a mana for that. And I get to repopulate this area. Ooh, Doomweaver. Haven't seen Doomweaver before. Okay. Now I can activate Ojimus. I get 3. 1, 2, 3. I get to activate Aaliyah. I get 2, and I choose a player to discard that from the Grimoire, so I can discard that. It's good order. All right. I'll do this. I get another mana, and I may set an unused die. I haven't used this die yet. To any side, I'm going to set it to Aether. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get another mana, and you may mimic a card in the discard pile, then place it on the Nexus deck. It's going to be 2, 3, 4. I like this one. I'm going to mimic Tobin's Swampot. So if I mimic it, I get 2 energy, 1, 2, and I gain 1. Oh, I don't have it activated. Oh, I thought it told me to activate it. Ah, shit. Alright, I'm going to activate Celestial Radiance instead. I just get 1 more energy, and I may activate a scroll, but I already did. But this does go onto the Nexus deck. Then I'm going to do that. Chaos Ring, I get 2 more energy. Activate Willow Swarm, which I get a crystal for each different activated. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got a pretty good engine going now, guys. That's awesome. Alright, so I've got 11 energy, and I've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This costs 10 to defeat. Let's use 10 out of here. That leaves me with 1. I did focus this, so I don't gain a damage token. Defeat that. Probably shouldn't do this in this order, but I go to that now. Since I defeated Ruined City, I get another on the Evergreen. We have to... Alright, the Slur thing. Oh, gain 3. That sucks. And it costs 13. Gain 1 for each when I defeat a player with a thing in their area. Well, hopefully, well, there won't be any, because I have to defeat those to defeat that area. This is getting down to the nitty gritty. But I have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I could get rid of those right now. 5, 6. Get rid of these. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's cool. All right, let's go to refresh. Refresh that. Get all these back. We're doing good. And we have to do this. We're adding 1 to the umbral gate. You can see it works out perfectly. Once I leave this area onto this area, I'll get 1 more, and then 1 more will activate that, and then that is going to probably be the last turn. But I'm going to have to get rid of it. I have to beat this gate next. All right, let's roll. Oh my gosh! Wow. Got a lot of those. That's good. That's good. Let's re-roll these 3. See what happens. Oh, nice. I don't really need that. Dude, this is nice. Oh, I already got rid of those. So I'm going to animate to re-roll this. And I got that. Perfect. All right, let's do this. So, again, we're going to animate Ojamus for 3. Activate Aaliyah from this card for 2 more. We're going to activate this. I get 1 crystal, and I may mimic any card in the discard pile, then place it on the Nexus. I'm going to mimic Bone Rattle. I get 2 more energy. And that goes on top of there. I'm going to do Galactic Talisman. I get another mana. I may set an unused die to any side. I'm not going to. I'm going to do this. Chaos Ring, get 2 more energy. Activate Willow Storm Crystal and get 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Alright. And that engine's working actually really good. I've defeated all the spawn. Cost 13 to defeat him. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We defeat him. Gain 1 for each player in their area. There aren't any. I get 1 mana on the Evertree for defeating that area. The Sky Tower Arium. And now I'm on Cloud Chamber. This is the last location, guys. And what is it? Oh, 17. So I gain a damage and a spawn. Discard a mana. Well, that sucks. So I gain a spawn, I gain a damage, and I discard a mana. Cost 17. Hopefully we have got 10, 11, 12. All right, so now we're in the refresh phase. The refresh phase, I do this, 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 this. I'm going to damage, it just says I can damage anybody. I'm going to damage Crimson Portal. Haven't really been using that card. And the last one goes over here. Last monster is revealed. It's Ixther. Discard all relics from the Nexus. I have a relic here and a relic here from the Nexus. Fill those areas with Bone Rattle. Celestial Radiance. Also, each player must either get a damage a chaos, a relic, or gain 2 of those. Well, I'll damage the relic, but you do the damage in the refresh phase, so we won't even have to worry about it because hopefully we'll destroy this area, defeat this area, and win the game. Let's roll. Let's get some good rolls here. All right, I've got that. I've got that. I've got that. I've got this. Got that. I can get rid of that. That. But I need one of these. Let's re-roll both these. And I got one of those, and I got one of those. So I got that, I got this. An unused die to any side. Oh, that's nice. All right, I think we're gonna win. I need 17. I've got 10, 12. Easy. Activate Ojimus. He gets 3. 1, 2, 3. Activate Aaliyah. She gets 2. I'm going to activate Galactic Talisman. I get another mana. Set an unused die to any side. I'm going to set this to Dream. Oh, when I activated her, choose a player to discard damage from their Grimoire. So I'm going to discard that. I'm going to activate Soul Gauntlet. I get another mana. Mimic a card in the discard pile and place it in the Nexus. Where are you? I'm going to do Tobin's Swarm Pot, get 2 more energy, gain a, for activated scroll, I don't have one, put him in there. Then I'm going to do Mask of Morpheus, I get another mana. You may mimic an activated scroll with a cost of 6. Oh, I got rid of that one. Ah, that sucks, I forgot about that. And then I'm going to activate Chaos Ring, get 2 more energy, and activate Will of Storm Crystal and get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. All right, it costs 17. I've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wow, you know what I got? I've got 15. No, 9. Let's do the math here. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's cash this in for 5. 15, 16, and 17, and 2 for the spawn is 19. Get rid of the spawn. We defeat the area. Global. If 3 dice are set to the same symbol, locations cost 2 less. Well, they're not. So, but 17, we've defeated that. It's a defeated symbol. We win the game. And if we continued on to do another chapter, we take things into account. We can add one of these cards, and we've got, well, we can add up the points to, let's see how many points we got for this. So, +1 point if you won the chapter on your first try. I did, so I get 1 point for that. +1 point for each life force remaining on the Evertree during the final turn of the chapter. There is none, so I don't get any for that. -1 point if you are playing on the Apprentice mode. We are not. That's just an easier mode. +1 point if you are playing on Legendary mode. We are not. Oh, wow, I got 1 point. Anyways, that's it. That's Mageling. We won. I can't believe it. It's only the second time that I've won, and it's when I filmed. You can see, though, how you can really get your Grimoire to build up this awesome energy developing engine. And that is just going to help you go a long ways. But you got to be careful. You have to build up this, I believe, to start building your engine. But you got to be careful because, of course, you can start losing your energy from the Evertree onto the Umbral Gates and start exposing these monsters, and then things can go downhill very quickly. But we did really well this game. All right, guys, I'm going to do a little recap at the end here, and I hope you enjoyed it. I love this game. I hope you do too. Thank you. All right, well, I hope you all enjoyed that setup and playthrough. Man, that was probably one of the best games that I've played. I can't believe I was filming it. Again, I play these games. No setup, no card setup or anything, no fake roll dice, rolling of dice, nothing like that. I play it, and I just, wow, I got a great Grimoire. You can see you have to get these cards that build this engine, and when they do, it's so satisfying. It works so good, but when it doesn't, holy cow, it can be a brain burner because you're really trying every hand, every roll to maximize every dice that you use, all the energy that you use, all the mana that you get. Advancing, when are you going to advance to the different location to make sure you're saving the Evertree and keeping it alive, but you're getting spawn coming at you, you're getting damage coming at you. Each crystal, I guess, that you choose does give you a different animate. You can play around with those. There's just so much different things that can happen to this game, and I just have a blast playing it. I hope you all enjoyed watching it. I can't wait for them to reopen the Kickstarter so I can get in on the expansion. I didn't even know about this game until I went to the Dice Tower convention, and you know, I met these guys. This guy, I told you again, Joseph Butler. He designed this game, and his brother did the artwork, and it's awesome. Greatest, nicest person I've met for a long time, and I was thrilled to play this. I was thrilled to actually win the game while we were filming. So if you have any questions, please put them down in the comments. If I made any mistakes, please put them down in the comments. I think I did pretty good. If you have any, again, any questions about the gameplay, let me know in the comments. If you found any value in this, any enjoyment of watching this, any entertaining value, please like the video, please subscribe to my channel. And again, I've always said I love the comments. So what are we going to be doing next? I'm going to have a game night tonight, actually, with my family. I'm sure they're not going to want me to film it, but I may take some pictures and I'll put that in my next video. Can't decide what we're going to play. I think I wanted to play Fury of Dracula, but I think that's too heavy for them right now. I might do something simple, like I may do the Batman Everybody Lies, and we may play Camel Up. We may do both, but hopefully we'll have some fun tonight. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.